abundance of cloud storage. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. You know, this concept of cloud storage, it was first really interesting, but originally very rare. It became a very useful commodity, and now it's a differentiating feature between a lot of different services. Not only is it ubiquitous to being almost expected, but some aspects of it are, well, almost annoying. Cloud storage is honestly really just using someone else's computer, or rather someone else's hard disk. You access cloud storage online by interacting with a website where your files are listed, or by running software on your device that automatically uploads and downloads files. Now, there are a bunch of different cloud storage providers these days. They differ not only in price and capacity, but in some cases in the additional services that they might offer. Like I said, there are many providers. Here are a list of the providers that I actually use myself. Dropbox. It includes 2 gigabytes of storage for free, which is kind of small, but you can take that up to a maximum of 20 gigabytes when you refer your friends. I have a 4 terabyte paid plan. It's probably my #1 cloud storage. Microsoft OneDrive. 5 gigabytes is included for free with every Microsoft account, but that becomes a whopping 1 terabyte when you subscribe to Microsoft 365, as I do. Google Drive. 15 gigabytes is included for free with every free Google account. iCloud. Another 5 gigabytes is available as part of my Apple account. Proton Drive. They give you up to 5 gigabytes for free. I have a paid account with 6 terabytes of storage. And kind of sort of cloud, I also have Flickr Pro, which gives me unlimited storage for all of my photos and videos. Now that's just me. There are plenty of other storage providers out there willing to give you free cloud storage. You can even have multiple free accounts, like at Google or Microsoft, to get additional free storage. So, what's it good for? Well, I've got 3 broad categories that I think of when I think of cloud storage. #1 of all things is backup. One of the reasons I'm a huge fan of cloud storage is it's the opportunity that it gives us for quick, seamless, and ubiquitous backup of important data. That's how I use syncing apps like Dropbox. When I work on a document stored on my computer, it's in my Dropbox folder. So every time I change the document, it's replicated across all the devices that are hooked up to the same Dropbox account. Even if there's no other device, the file is at least replicated to Dropbox Cloud Storage. It's cheap and it's easy cloud backup for your most important and current work. This is also how I make sure my wife's documents are backed up without her needing to do a thing. Now, I do have to throw a caveat here about backup. It is not a complete backup. As people are very quick to point out, if you delete a file in Dropbox on your machine, it gets deleted in the cloud and it gets deleted from all of those other machines. So there's an additional layer of backup that you probably want to add. But consider this scenario. You're traveling. You're working on a document and it's being regularly backed up to cloud storage in Dropbox. You lose your laptop. Now, your files still exist in the cloud. You can get yourself a new machine. You can find your old machine. You can go home and use your desktop machine. But the point is the file was backed up from that scenario so that you can have access to it again without missing a beat. The second most useful aspect of using cloud storage, in my mind, is the ability to share something with anyone else. It's one of the reasons I have a Flickr account to upload and post all of the photos that I care to share in a single location. I can post and email links so that just about anyone can quickly and easily see my photos. And I can search terms within my photo stream to easily find individual photos. I also use Dropbox heavily for this, particularly in the nonprofit organization that I support. And here at Ask Leo, we use OneDrive to share things like our production documents, such as the article and video publication schedule. #3, ubiquity. I was going to call this portability, since in many ways that's what it is, but I realized it's much more than that. The files I have stored in Dropbox and OneDrive and Flickr and any of those other services, they're available anywhere I am as long as I have an internet connection. As I updated this article, for example, I was traveling with my laptop, and yet all of my files, multiple terabytes of files, are at most just a few clicks and a download away. Now, there are risks. I'll direct you to the article, Is My Information Safe in the Cloud, for more detailed information, but in summary, these are your main risks. A single account hack. By that I mean your account is somehow compromised and someone other than you gains access to your information when they shouldn't. This is probably the most common form of compromise. A service hack. A hacker gains access to private user data stored at a cloud service provider. This is the one that I hear the most concern about, and yet it is extremely rare, to the point where I don't think I've heard of it happening ever. And data loss. An online cloud service is only one place, and like I mentioned before, by itself not really a backup. If you lose access to your online service for any reason, you'll lose everything you've put into that one place. And finally, lawyers, or rather law enforcement. There may be legal processes that could result in your cloud-stored data being turned over to the authorities. What's not a risk? Spying on you. Unless it's explicitly called out in the terms of services, cloud storage providers have no interest in scanning your uploaded files. Even when it's called out, it's usually for something specific like CSAM. More specifically, no one is using your data to train AI. Again, unless it's been established in their terms of service. So, how do you protect what's in your cloud? It's actually pretty easy. That protection is called encryption. If you upload only encrypted data, then no one, no hackers, no lawyers, not even the service providers themselves will be able to access your data. While you can use any good encryption tool, Cryptomator is designed specifically for use with cloud storage providers. I use it heavily. All right, one annoyance of cloud storage. Right now, I could have no fewer than 5 different applications on my mobile phone automatically upload every picture I take to their cloud storage. One of those is helpful. 5 is just annoying. And it's potentially a problem because if I said yes to each of them, which is easy to accidentally do, then the amount of data my phone would use would increase 5-fold for each photo as they all competed for the connection, and the upload time would probably be at least 5 times longer. Now, I'm all about backing up. You know this. I think that automated upload is fantastic. A few minutes after taking a photo with my phone, not only is it backed up to cloud storage, but it's downloaded to my computer, ready for me to do whatever I want with it. I just have to be careful to do that not with 5 different services that may all happen to be installed on my phone, but to pick just one. The real trick to understanding cloud storage options is to have a plan. My plan, of course, is a little chaotic since I keep seeing how new options and I'm tempted to try all these new things out. My plan, clearly, is a little skewed for what the average consumer might do since I have resources available that most people don't need. Here's how my cloud storage is organized. My public photos are on Flickr. As I mentioned, I've got a pro account and they have a fine user interface, a very nice presentation of uploaded photos, and I've got a bunch out there. It's my go-to place for uploading photos that I want to share. All of my photos, public or not, edited and original, are stored in Dropbox. They take up over 1 terabyte. I also use Dropbox for document sharing, including PDFs and reference documents I want available on my phone. My music collection is in OneDrive, and that's also where I share documents for collaboration on askleo. Other documents that I want to share or collaborate on are in Google Drive. For example, the show notes for the TEH podcast live there. With so many options, it is super easy to get overwhelmed. I suggest you start small. Take inventory of what you already have available. You might not realize you've got cloud storage, perhaps quite a bit of it, provided by a product or a service you already use. Decide how you want to use it for online backup of important documents. Decide how you want to use it for other things, like photos or music that perhaps you haven't thought of to date. Then, explore the possibilities. They already seem endless, and more are showing up every day. Remember that the cloud is nothing new. We've been using it for decades in the form of the oldest online service of all, email. Secure your accounts properly, which means, of course, setting good passwords and making sure your account recovery options are set properly and kept up to date. Back up your cloud stored data. You cannot rely on it as the only place you keep your data. Pay attention to what you upload. Encrypt any data you consider to be sensitive before uploading. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/16760. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.